Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. This is Roger Gilbert reporting for International Aquafeed. I'm in Madeira and I'm at the European Aquaculture Society's 2021 event. It's a conference come exhibition. And I'm here on the stand in the exhibition area with Shane Hunter. And he is the Chief Executive Officer for AquaBioTech Group in Malta. And Shane's going to tell us, first of all, a little bit about his company. Shane? Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Roger. So the AquaBioTech Group was formed in 1996 in Malta, originally as a consulting advisory and training company for aquaculture, fisheries and marine science industries. We then expanded our operations in 2001 to include a contract research facility in Malta, which undertakes contract research into the fields of aquaculture and nutrition, fisheries research, uh, the development and testing of vaccines and other nutraceutical products, as well as development of different types of technology used in aquaculture. And then the last part of the business is the commercialization of the technology that we used in our research facility, which is the development of land-based fish farms, hatcheries, and so forth.
Uh, and Shane, over the recent years, your business has grown quite significantly. I mean, is that to do with the way technology is being adopted or being developed? Or is it that people are waking up to the fact that research systems are viable? What is happening out there in terms of your perception?
Actually, we've seen all three areas of our business grow. So the consulting and advisory part of the business has grown tremendously as we see the explosion of aquaculture industry as a whole. There's obviously the further requirements for training. Within the research side of things, we're seeing more and more products and technologies coming through. So obviously they need validation, development, and certification. The land-based technology itself it's not a new technology, but I think the appreciation of what it can do for the industry and where it fits into the business and its commercial viability is far more appreciated within all areas of the business, whether it's fish and shrimp and shellfish. It's just the understanding and the capability of what it can do. A lot of dynamics have changed within the business as well to um, validate the use of recirculation technology where perhaps in the past it hasn't been traditionally viable.
And I guess over the years, and you were saying before 20 years of experience in research systems, a lot of experience has been gained with some failures and the way forward. Do you see that possibly research systems offer a closer to market potential in a lot of situations where people are finding that growing fishes can be more of a local activity rather than import, for instance?
Certainly, yes. 20 years ago, it was easy to show the validity of recirculations for systems for broodstock, hatcheries, and other things. But today, as people value production much closer to land, which doesn't to the source of the consumption, means that the product doesn't need to be stored. Transported around, people are looking at food miles and carbon footprinting of those operations. So I think that there will be a whole breed of recirculation systems coming out there which are um, becoming more and more viable from sort of to egg to plate.
And have you found that the pandemic has negatively affected this development, or has there been some sort of positive aspect to it?
I think largely aquaculture has not really been affected um, to the extent that some other industries have been because we still need to continue eating food. But I, I think that recirculation technology in itself it's just accelerated the process of appreciation of what it can do because we've seen that certain logistics for certain foods have broken down during the COVID crisis when uh, deliveries weren't necessarily able to make it, where fishing vessels were brought into port because they were quarantined and things like that. So fish farming, I think, close to the source has uh, gained in some level of appreciation. Yeah.
And we're sitting on your stand here at the European Aquaculture Society's event, and I notice on the walls here that you have some examples of companies that you've been working with. Can you explain the different types of companies that, or organisations you're now working with?
Yeah. So behind me we have a number of EU-funded research programs that we're involved in. So Foodland is a project where we're actually looking to simplify recirculation technology to maximize its use in more developing countries in Africa and Asia. But at the other end of the spectrum, efficiency is a project where we're looking at artificial intelligence to control feeding and water quality in advanced recirculation systems in far more developed countries. And the other project here, Sealand, is actually looking at what traditionally we've always considered as waste streams, but now we're looking to see how we can gain more value out of those and actually turning a waste stream into a valuable resource.
And do you see a limit to the developments that are currently underway, or do you think it's heading in this direction on a more permanent basis? That we're going to see greater research systems adopted by region or by country in the future?
I think there'll always be limits, with each species or geography as to where the viability is, and that's really why any good fish farming project needs to have a very solid feasibility study behind it to understand exactly where to deploy the technology, where to make that investment in order to maximize the viability and stability of the project. But now I think there are still a lot of low-hanging fruits within the business where you can show that the technology can come in and have an enormous impact in terms of increasing survival or improving biosecurity. But again, you just take Norway, where fish farming licenses are based upon the biomass in the sea. So growing the fish to a larger size on land is enabling a license to increase its actual output purely by stocking the cages at a much larger size.
Yeah.
So the economics are very specific, and even within Norway, there are many, there are regions. So the business plan between one region and another is in itself different.
Yeah, yeah. And finally, do you see technology continuing to play an important role in the development of these modern fish farming or developments that you're helping with?
Yes, I think we have a long way to go. I don't think we've even scratched the surface in some areas. There is knowledge and information and challenges that we are discovering almost month by month, which we hadn't appreciated years ago. So I think that there's a lot more that can be done, and you can see that even the way the European Union has structured its financial support mechanisms for the coming period are there to help us further our understanding and research in that sector, and I think that will take us to the next level. But I have no doubt that after that we'll discover a new set of opportunities and challenges and broach those as we come to them.
And technology will no doubt help to see us through them. Shane Hunter, thank you very much for your time today. All the best with the show and with the conference here in and Madeira. And thank you again for your time. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.